Welcome to the Pillars, the podcast of the 363rd ISR Wing of the United States Air Force. I'm Chaplain Jim Bridgham.
And I'm Sergeant Ackerberg.
And our special guest host from the 51st Intelligence Squadron,
Master Sergeant Booker.
On each episode of the Pillars, we find a brief resilience topic so you can practically fix any potential roadblocks you encounter and finish a better wingman, airman, and leader. Now, our first 4 episodes of 2018 are designed to help you have a new year and a new you. We'll give 1 or 2 actionable points for each pillar, and today we're focusing on the social pillar, which is the 4th in our series. Now, the reason we waited a little bit to start is many people set New Year's resolutions, but most of them only last about 5 to 10 days. So what we wanted to do is give some actionable steps with each pillar so that you could go and succeed, set your goals, and knock it out of the park. We want to make this easy for you. So on to the social pillar.
So social is definitely key. We are social creatures. We don't do well on our own. Some people think they do well on our own, but if you really look at it, they have some type of system or community that they plug into. And so what I'm saying is that we are social. So what's your community? And that's what we want to talk about today.
And so the first thing you want to do is find community.
Yes.
So finding community involves reaching out, and that's looking for a community that fits you. So if you have an interest, a hobby, going around the base and finding like-minded people. Now that could be anything from video games to sports to working out, running, anything that you're interested in, there's a venue for you.
Actually, at Langley, they did a huge push where they supported all these off-base clubs to come on base, and they did kind of like a community fair. And so people that were interested in dog walking or training or fitness or books, they met and they're still meeting, and it seems very successful. And it just really got a lot of people out of their normal life and connected in with things that they enjoyed, and then they grow. I know one of my airmen was really interested in the drone flight things. I'm not too
flying drones.
Yeah, like I don't know anything about it other than he was really excited when he went to the club meeting and he came back and he was like, I'm gonna fly drones. And I was like, awesome. And I was like, don't break any laws. Like that was my advice to him. But yeah, but normally he would have never connected with anything. He was very isolated in the dorms, but that intrigued him, and now he's flourishing. He's doing great.
Yeah, and that kind of thing is great. It's the finding community, and whether it's sessions that come to you, and those are phenomenal at Langley and other bases, but if you can't find community, what can we do?
Keyword, talk to other people around you. Yep. I mean, you never know who knows who. So there's times where there's been things that I've been interested in, like I have a certain kind of car, I have a Corvette, so I've reached out to somebody and said, hey, do you know any clubs or anybody that can do some maintenance work on my car? And lo and behold, look what happened. I found a Corvette club like 20 minutes away. So those guys have contacted me, and we all have likes something in common that we like. So I've established some new friendships or associates, or whatever you want to call it, however you want to classify it. But these guys text me, they call me, they let me know activities going on. They just let me know when they're going to hang out at a regular spot. And these are younger guys, older guys, and women also. I mean, the president is a female, and she has the fastest car out there, guys. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's ridiculous, and this is a pretty car. And so we're on a group chat, group text, and then there is a Facebook page that I'm a private member of, and I go in there and find out the updates, and so that's actually helped me communicate more and just get out and talk to more people. And I've never been to a it was a sweet potato fest. I've never been to a sweet potato fest, but I got invited there. I rode up there in the Corvette. We parked all our cars up there, and then, I'm just like, wow. So we're walking around eating sweet potatoes all day. I've never done anything in my life like that. So now I have the story to share with the world about I went to a sweet potato festival in the state of South Carolina. Never been to one, and it was like actually something good, and I'm used to it. Some of these restaurants that allow us to taste their sweet potatoes, or they serve their sweet potatoes to us, they have nothing on some of these vendors and some of these people that I met, which I've gained a few recipes. So guess what? I'm going to try those recipes out on my counterparts and my family members.
And see, that all started by just talking to some other folks and asking questions.
Because you had the same type car.
Just having like cars just opened my eyes to sweet potatoes and a million recipes.
So what would have happened if you'd reached out and you couldn't find maybe the club?
could create it, right?
Create a club? Who would do that?
This guy.
Right?
Well, and that's something I did. So I play a geeky card game, and what I did in Denver, where I was out there, and I couldn't find folks who played this game with me. So what I did was I said, I'm just going to create a community. So I did. I went online. There's an app for community-based organizations. So I created one, paid a little money for a year, advertised it, created a Facebook page, and found a location. Nothing really took that long to do. It sounds, in fact, it probably took longer to explain it than to do everything I needed to. And next thing you know, I have people showing up every week for this event. We get sponsored by a store. I mean, it was unbelievable, and it was very, very easy. Now, this is a pretty odd situation, but all ages, too, come into this event. So if you, maybe it's not cars, maybe it's a geeky card game, or maybe you're a sports person, whatever it is, you can create a network very, very quickly. And it doesn't take long using free mediums to do so.
And what the important thing with that is when you're connecting and you're creating this, you're allowing opportunities for folks that also are looking for community to find you, which then fulfills their need. But then it also builds your support network. And we all need one. We all think that we're strong and independent. We can do things ourselves. But at the end of the day, we really do rely on our friends, our families, our coworkers, supervisors, whoever we trust, whoever we hold near and dear. And that support network, when you're down, is what lifts you up. And when you need them, they're there. And when you're up, they're up there with you. And so we all need it. So connect. That's the biggest message in your fourth pillar of social.
Well, and what's interesting is when I talk to folks about finances, I often say you need to have an emergency fund. I say you need an emergency fund because ultimately Murphy's Law, something bad's going to happen. And they'll say, Chaplain, that's so negative. You can't say something bad's going to happen. And I say, well, I've been around long enough to know it's going to rain. Like something bad's going to happen. It's the same thing with social. Like, we need a social network. If you think you're a loner and you can just get by on your own, life is a team sport. And you want to have your social network just like you want to have an emergency fund on the finance side. You want to have a social fund of friends before there's an emergency, before something happens and you need that support, because you're going to need that support somehow. Now, we talked about finding community, reaching out, talking, and then creating community. I mean, one thing on your base to go to, try the chapel. Like, try it. Go see if that works for you. If not, find a faith community off base. Try a yoga studio. Again, all of these are spiritual based, which is my wheelhouse. If not, find something, a community organization. There's tons of them, many of which meet on base, or even like Air Force Association meetings, a way to meet people. AFSA, you name it, there's an Air Force Association, some type of association for you or your rank, and I'd encourage you to go. Many folks now think you're connected purely through social media, and that's great. Social media is amazing. I'm a big social person myself, but that alone is not going to fulfill this pillar. You need face-to-face time with someone else. Well, we want to thank you for listening to The Pillars, the podcast of the 363rd ISR Wing of the United States Air Force. I'm Chaplain Jim Bridgham.
I'm Sergeant Ackerberg.
I'm Master Sergeant Booker.
Until next time, if you need us, please reach out to us on the global address list. And we want to thank you for what you do for our nation. We want to congratulate you, too, on finishing these first 4 podcasts towards a new year and a new you. So we want to just say have a great day and have an excellent year.